Well, the press has spent months encouraging the story that Russia somehow hacked the U.S. election, so it really means something if even reporters are now put off by Hillary Clinton's recent statements to that effect. Today, NBC News reporter Andrea Mitchell said that Clinton's claims about that are not backed by evidence.
She's drawing a conspiracy theory. She doesn't have the evidence, but she is obviously hoping that this is that Robert Mueller and what the congressional committees could do. And she's also not blaming herself.
Richard Goodstein is a Democratic strategist and a former advisor to Hillary Clinton. He agrees with Clinton that her defeat was due to, quote, outside forces. It is great to see you tonight. Not easy to find someone who will defend this. So since I know you know a lot of the subject, Mrs. Clinton yesterday referred to Macedonian operatives that played a key role in her defeat. Can you explain the role of Macedonian operatives in her loss?
Let me just say one thing. We acknowledge tragedies in a show like this that happened earlier in the day. I think pulling out of this climate deal was a tragedy for future generations and for the economy. Just to ask the CEOs of Dow and GE and Apple and others. So I know that's not what this segment is about.
But you're in mourning. But I bet if I asked you what was in the Paris Agreement, you wouldn't know.
No, actually, I'm one of the few people you have sitting at this table. Who does.
That makes you nearly unique. But let's get back to the question of the Macedonian, the secret Who were the Macedonians?
Look, what she was talking about, and which is well documented, it's why our 17 intelligence agencies said, without qualification, that the Russians were behind the subversion of the elections.
But she's talking about the Macedonians. Who were these Macedonians? Hillary Clinton tried to become president 6 months ago. And yesterday, on live TV, with Kara Swisher, she said the Macedonians did this, these agents. Who were they?
I think we saw reports of that as well. They were also working in cahoots with the Russians and WikiLeaks. Look,
how does she know that?
Look, what we know are the facts. The facts are that a couple days before the Democratic Convention, WikiLeaks drops these emails that are very damaging to Debbie Wasserman Schultz, creating a little bit of chaos there. We know that Roger Stone boasts about his conversations with Assange, WikiLeaks, and boasts about how Podesta is going to be in the barrel. And then the hour after Access Hollywood, as Hillary said yesterday, the Podesta emails get dropped and dropped and dropped. And Dick Cheney called it an act of war. So your beef is not with me.
Was Dick Cheney involved in the Macedonians?
Well, I'm just saying, your beef is with, if you don't agree with that, you have a complaint with him, not so much with me.
I don't think Dick Cheney is arguing that the Macedonians stole the election from Hillary Clinton, but she is arguing that. And I have to be honest with you, you've been around a long time. I know a ton of Democrats here in Washington. I don't know one of them who isn't shocked by what Hillary Clinton said yesterday, attacking the Democratic Party, attacking Barack Obama's DNC, when she had twice the money of Donald Trump. That's not speculation, it's a fact. When the sitting president of the United States put everything on the line for her, and she attacks, in effect, Barack Obama yesterday. I mean, far be it for me to defend Obama, but that's insane. He really tried hard to get her elected, and he failed. And she's attacking him now.
Look, the fact Obama was criticized for not being more hands-on about the DNC. Look, Charles just said what a horrible, horrible candidate Hillary was. This horrible candidate got 3 million more votes than this phenom, Donald Trump, and got more primary votes than Barack Obama.
But hold on. Look, she lost, and there are a lot of reasons why. But to turn around and blame the Democratic Party, which was all in for Hillary Clinton, and the DNC, even her former aide, Patty Sleaze-Doyle, yesterday said, come on now, this is a horrible thing to do. As a Democrat, how can you defend that?
Look, her principal beef is with Comey. The fact of the matter is, if you look at the polls...
I thought it was with the Russians.
She's up, well, she is too. The principal one is with Comey. If you look at the polls...
But what about sexism?
The day of the Comey letter, she's up 6, and by the time all the dust settles, every single morning for the next week, the mainstream media is talking about the Comey letter, and undecideds, as a result, break for Trump in those few swing states.
I've heard the theory. What did she do wrong, though? She said, I take responsibility for what I did wrong, but I never heard what exactly she did wrong. How did she mess up? She must be culpable in this, too. She lost her second election in a row. So what specifically did she do wrong?
I think what she would say is, if she had to do all over again from a messaging standpoint, she would say something along the lines of, I know how to create 22 million new jobs. I was in the White House when that happened. And so this business about what Trump said about creating jobs would be an illusion.
Because my husband did it.
Well, because she was there and she knew, as opposed to, look, we now have somebody who doesn't really know that Frederick Douglass is not alive. Who thinks that Andrew Jackson was around for the Civil War.
And he won. So I guess what you're saying is, if only she'd had a different message. But isn't the message the same as the campaign? Look, that entire campaign is built around a message. So you're conceding that she had the wrong message. That's like saying the car's great, it just has no engine.
No, because the fact is, the message was great until the Comey letter. Again, she was up 6 points.
What was the message before that?
She was up 6 points, which was more than Obama was up 10 days out before.
I covered it. I can't remember. What was the message before the Comey letter?
Well, she was basically saying to the middle class, with help that you're going to get, whether it's through education or research and development or job training and all the things, you know, child care, all the things that, frankly, we've seen Congress, frankly, say no to.
I just want to be totally clear. So what she did wrong, because this is a key question. What did she do wrong? She said herself she did. She had this great message that you couldn't explain very well.
I'm sorry you didn't like it.
But she should have changed it.
It was working until the Comey letter.
She should have changed it to something else after the Comey letter. She should have changed her message after the Comey letter, but she didn't? Is that what she did wrong?
I'm saying that the Comey letter was so serious. There were 50-fold more research.
What would she have done?
There were
50-fold
more searches for Clinton FBI after the Comey letter. There was a big distraction. So you can laugh, Tucker, but again, the message was working. She would have been seen as a genius.
I get it.
But Jessica would be a genius.
Look, I think Comey hurt her. I've said that 100 times on this show. I just want to know what she did wrong, and neither you nor she can give me a clear account of it.
I'm telling you,
and that's
I think the message should have been more about jobs and less kind of, frankly, stronger together. It would just be about jobs, jobs, jobs. And I think she had a credible case because when she was living in the White House, 22 million jobs were created.
Why didn't she say it?
You know, I think when you have her on the show, you'll have to ask her.
Because if you can't get your message right, then why would we elect you president?
Oh, because she, you know, had the competence, the core competence that we now pray for, that we pray for in this country.
I thought she seemed kind of nuts, actually, yesterday and today. But whatever. That's just my view.
Okay.
It was great to see you. Thank you for that.
Thanks for having me back.